Hey up YouTube, a little bit late, but it's time for magazine reviews, or you know, a look at them. So see you in a sec. Right, I've got the box here that I'm trying to fill up for Free Seed Collective, so I've already got it out ready. Let's start out with Grow Your Own, because this is going to be a quick one, is Grow Your Own. So, seeds with Grow Your Own magazine. Pompeii spring onions. That's it. Although, there does look to be some good content here. So, March to June. March to June. In fact, March to July. Good onion them. Good onion them. I tried to do silver skins with them, and I did the pickling process all wrong and ruined a lot of them. With my upcoming plans, normally I would keep them and sell them, but with my upcoming plans, with everything that's going on, as discussed in the video earlier in the week, it's pointless me keeping them. So they can go. You can go to Free Seed Collective. Let's get this rubbish gone as we go in, because I'm going to gut the shed out this afternoon. So yeah, I've seen a few people say, only one in this case, packet of seeds. I've seen some people say 3. But apparently, this additional magazine, which actually is more like a little sort of booklet. It's definitely got a thicker binding than the magazines, and it's got a spine and things like that. It's supposedly very, very good. Very, very, very good. Courgettes. Simple to make comfrey liquid feed. Unusual crops to grow and sow. Water saving ideas for your veg patch. So it does seem actually very, very, very good. Seems to cover a lot of different things, but in very simple ways. Let's read the welcome to it, eh? Let's span this video out somehow. Your Easy Veg Garden, your guide to complete plot success throughout the year. Growing your own produce is the healthiest way to enjoy plot to plate fare. Not only do you know exactly how it has been grown, but all those garden jobs are great for your physical and mental health. Yeah. So we've included jobs on the plot to keep you busy all year round. Think that you can take winter off? Think again. It goes on, but I'll call it there. Very true about the mentioning about, do you think you can take winter off? I never have done here. I've always done things through winter. You know, come on, find me an article. Hugel culture veg planter, that could be interesting. Pest control produce. What's the cover say? There we go. The Cheats Garden, 10 shortcuts. There is no shortcuts in gardening, in my opinion. I got to say, that extra magazine does look really good. Free gardening bundle worth $28.84. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's not actually free stuff, it's just money off. So £7 off some fish, blood and bone. £5 off a patio summer apple tree. £5 off an apricot tree. £10 off a plum tree. Yeah, that's something I really disagree with when there's like this. Free gardening bundle worth $28.84. And it's not free. There's nothing free. It's just some money off. It really, I think there has to be something there that says you're not allowed to say that's free, because it's not. There's nothing free there. And Brewdog, you know, gave away golden beer cans, or gold beer cans. worth 15 grand, and they're under scrutiny because they've turned out to be gold plated beer cans. And they're under severe scrutiny. It looks like that's going to go to court, and they're going to get it. Who knows which way it will go, but yeah, you know, there has to be something there with the saying, get this stuff for free, and it's not actually there. So kitchen garden. Let's have a look. So, Swiss chard, Ford hook giant. So March to July. I wouldn't grow it. I was watching Jessie at, and I'm gonna get a name wrong. I'm sure it's Jessie at plot 33, but I'm also sure it's Jessie at plot 27, and it's probably neither of those. She's a great YouTuber. I often put her videos on just in the background because she uses clean, calming music. Her tones and her way about the garden is just so relaxing. I find it. So it's not so much about learning how to garden, although she does give a lot of good information out. It's more about, for me, it's easy watching. It's very pleasant to watch. Well, I'm not going to sew these because there's a big gash through the front of the packet. I wouldn't have done anyway, but I'm not going to give them away because they're probably stale. So anyway, moving on. Calendula. So March to June, and again in September. Magazines out there, eh? Cornflower. So March to May, and again in September. Cornflower, great little thing for the pollinators. Forget-me-nots. I think my dad actually asked me to grow him some forget-me-nots. I can't remember. So in April, May, June. So they kind of passed it a little bit. But no. Anyway. Lettuce Lolo Rosso, good staple lettuce, and that's sown February to July. Swede Marianne, sown March, May, June. Great Swede, great Swede. Giant winter spinach, sown July to September. Endive, sown March to September. I don't do endive. The thing I find with endive, it is a great lettuce. I do like it endive, depending on how posh you want to be. I do find it is a great lettuce. But unless you're gonna baby the space in which you've got it growing, by which I mean keep it free of bugs, slugs, keep the soil out of the plant itself, I find that the amount of cleanup you have to do to make that endive lettuce edible is not worth growing for me. Turnip snowball, another great turnip. It's another great staple, really is. However, if you were to buy this magazine all year round, you'd end up with about 10 packets of this. Sown March to August, or May to August, sorry. But a great turnip nonetheless. And if I've got no more turnips up here, I suspect I might not have. Hello, chicken. Turnips are something that I'm going to have a go at in containers. As discussed in the sort of the direction of the channel, the direction the channel's going in for the next, well, for the foreseeable future, there's going to be a lot of container growing, and turnips is certainly one thing I'm going to look at growing in containers. It should in theory grow really, really well. It's just going to be a case. The thing about container growing, didn't really want to go off on this, but the thing about container growing is getting that balance between the size of container to the yield you're going to get out of it, because obviously when you're container growing, you're throwing compost at things, you're throwing food at things. It's not necessarily the most cheap way of growing a produce. So if I've got one of the, hang on, I'll go get one. So if I've got one of these, for example, which is a big 30-litre potato container, or what I grow potatoes in, is it 30 litres? I can never remember. Anyway, It is 30 because I get two out of a compost bag. You know, if the roots are only going to come down here, then all this compost that's down here is serving little to no purpose. So you're wasting money. Whereas, you know, take for example London Worms and Gardens, his video that I did replicate with his permission. Take for example his video on the, do I have any trays? Yeah. On growing a radish from start to finish in something like this, the little sort of 1x1 trays I use. That, you know, compost to harvest wise, you know, if you get one of these full of radish, it's probably cost you 50p. And you're going to get 12 good fresh radishes out of that. Because remember, I mean, allotment growing isn't just, wait a second, and I'm going off on one and I know, but allotment or growing your own isn't just about saving money. For me, a large portion of it was saving money. And yes, you could argue that 12 or 24 radishes, if you're growing two, for £12, for £1, if you're growing 2 trays worth, is not that great a value for money. But if I was to put a radish grown from a seed on a plate in front of you, and a radish bought from the supermarket, I guarantee I would put the £1 that it's cost me to grow them. No, I would put, you know, a considerable amount of money, everything I had in my pocket, against that you could taste a massive difference. You know, if you were to say, right, I've got £1, it's cost me £1 to grow these 24 radishes, so I've got the same £1 to go buy a packet of radishes from the supermarket. You know, I'm not saying go and buy the £5 packet of radishes from the farmer's market, because that's a completely unfair comparison. Sorry. I've completely lost my train of thought. But growing your own, if you can balance the cost versus the yield, it can be done in containers, and it can be done in containers to still save money and space. You can get quite a large yield out of a small space. And that's one of the aims for the winter in the growing tent, is to grow fresh salad in a smallish space. Anyway, last packet of seeds from the Kitchen Garden magazine, kohlrabi, green delicacy, nothing wrong with this. Once again, I will be doing kohlrabi in containers, sown May to June. So all those seeds, apart from perhaps the turnips and one of the radishes, is going to go to the Free Seed Collective, and they're going to be getting quite a large donation of seeds from me in the coming weeks. I want to get this seed donation done and sent off, so I'm going to be going through this afternoon through all my seed collection, sort of picking out the ones that I want to grow in the containers, and the rest are all going in here and are going to get sent off in the next few days. So that's it. If it's seeds you're after, it's got to be Kitchen Garden. But if it's some good literature, you know, at first glance, it's got to go to Grow Your Own this month. It's got to go to Grow Your Own. So for you new growers, definitely Grow Your Own. Like I say, if it's seeds you're after, definitely Kitchen Garden. You know, the content in Kitchen Garden is always good, but to get a dedicated thing that you could sort of leave on a coffee table, even put on a bookshelf, for me far outweighs the likes of getting the same seeds over and over again, which is what you get. I'm quite sure if I was to go through this box, I could probably pull out another 3 or 4 packets of snowball turnips. Excuse me. You know, probably 2 or 3 packets of money maker, I'm probably the same again of beet leaf or perpetual spinach. You know, maybe under different names, but same thing. The magazine reviews, to an extent, will continue. I'm not sure if I'm going to get them done every month because my focus is going to be completely shifting. So next weekend after next, I'm going to start taking the stuff home from the plot and putting up a fruit cage. I was going to do it this weekend, but the weather's sort of said otherwise. Oh, excuse me, sorry, hay fever's kicking my ass today. So yeah, I'm going to get on. I've got another video to film today. I'm not doing a plot tour because it's just look at these overgrown patches. But I've got another video to film today, so I'm going to crack on with that and I'll see you in a bit. I'll see you later.